Hi, Malika, Jessica, and Garrett. This is Thalia. Thank you for having me on the podcast. When I'm on social media, I feel a constant pressure to be perfect or to portray a perfect image. Ironically, I also feel pressure to share everything about my life, even the parts that aren't so perfect. But I need to frame it in a way to make it seem like I'm perfect. It makes me feel like I'm in a competition, and I'm constantly comparing myself to the rest of the world, even to people that I've never met or I don't know, which is not always a good thing. More often than not, social media gives me anxiety, and I just stop posting anything altogether. So my question is, how do you set and maintain healthy boundaries for sharing on social media? And how do you set and maintain healthy boundaries for consuming social media?
I love it. I love
What do
that
you
question.
think?
Yeah, it's something I've really had, like I was saying, really had to reflect on myself because I myself had so much anxiety, and the internet was just a huge trigger. Um, and for a while, I had to delete it. I had to delete social media. I couldn't look online at the news, and you just need to be aware. If you feel negative, then just delete it and wait until your mind and you're in a space where you can be positive, like you don't want to let anything into your life that's not, like you're you should be in charge. Unfortunately, Instagram and social media and the news, you're not always in control because they feed you what the algorithms want to feed you. So even though you're there and you think you're in control, you're not. And that's sometimes where you get triggered and it's not your fault. And so it's best to just turn it off. I've had friends who have followed influencers before, and one time one of my best friends was saying, I can't follow this influencer more anymore because I just think so negatively. And at first I was like, well, I feel like you should work on that, like why would you just delete them? Like, don't you want to like have better thoughts? But then for me, I was like, no, you know what? If that's how it works for her, either unfollow or delete your social media and just get off of it until you're in a space where it's a positive environment. Just walk away. That's what I've had to do. I've had to walk away. We, as creators, we post, and my husband has stepped in a lot over the last year to manage the community because I can't deal. I can't handle the content comments. It's been too hard for me. So I've had to walk away in a lot of ways.
Boundaries are so important in all aspects of life, but I think especially
Absolutely.
on social media, really identifying, I guess, our values, identifying what we want out of social media. I mean, you and I, we do this for work too. And so there's that. Actually, a lot of people do it for work. There was that
Yeah.
question from some listeners about, balancing your authentic work self with your authentic self. And I thought
I
that was
I
great.
love it when she talked about that. When, as a brand, because you want to put your brand forward. I actually that was probably my main takeaway was, like you want to be authentic, but at the same time, you're a brand, and that's okay. It's okay to be a brand and put your best foot forward. Like you don't need to feel unauthentic for doing that. I love that.
I know. I love that too. Me too. It's like, oh, thank you. You just lifted this weight off of me.
Totally, totally, totally.
Click the link in bio to subscribe, listen, and review. Mahalo!